the Starland Vocal Band.
Thinking of you, working up my appetite. Looking forward to a little afternoon delight.
Recognize that hit? Well, tonight the group that made it famous travels from Washington, D.C. to Malibu, California, giving concerts and performing with some of America's brightest comedians.
You guessed it, gang. Behind me, a crack production crew. It's a Sunday night. What do you got to do anyway? So, gentlemen, start your tape machines.
We'll catch up with Taffy Danoff, Bill Danoff,
We're on our way to the home base for the Starland Vocal Band, Georgetown in Washington, D.C. Well, sure, name your three top entertainment cities. You got Los Angeles, Las Vegas, and, of course, the show business capital of the colonial world, Georgetown. Now, the person on the left is actually driving the van. It's going away from our point of view. That's Taffy. The group decided to go to downtown Georgetown to do their first song for their first fans. So, here's the way it looks.
Gonna find my baby, gonna hold her tight, gonna grab some afternoon delight. My motto's always been, when it's right, why wait until the middle of a cold, dark night, when everything's a little clearer in the light of day, and we know the night is always gonna be here anyway.
Thinking of you's working up my appetite. Looking forward to a little afternoon delight. Rubbing sticks and stones together make the sparks ignite. And the thought of loving you is getting so exciting. Sky rockets in flight. Afternoon delight. Afternoon delight. Afternoon delight.
Started out this morning feeling so polite. I always thought of Mr. Dr. Carter didn't fight, but you got some beta waiting and I think I might like never been a little afternoon delight.
Sky rockets in flight. Afternoon delight. Afternoon delight. Afternoon delight. Be waiting for me, baby, when I come around. We can make a lot of loving for the sun gone down. Thinking of you's working up my appetite. Looking forward to a little afternoon delight. Rubbing sticks and stones together make a sparks ignite. And the thought of loving you is getting so exciting. Sky rockets in flight. Afternoon delight. Afternoon delight. Afternoon delight. Afternoon delight. Afternoon delight.
Thank you. I want to thank you all for giving up your lunch hour, coming out to visit, see us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, that feels good. What a wonderful woman. Got to get that recipe for crumb cake. One of my favorite occupants. Well, hi once again, home viewers. As that noticeable lull in the show indicates, it's time for the Starland Vocal Band mailbag. Our first letter this week comes from Barbara Streisand of Hollywood, California. Barbara did not include her age. Remember to put your age on your letters, boys and girls, and if you're not sure, ask Mom and Dad. Barbara writes, Dear Starland Vocal Band, how old are you? How much do you weigh? How tall are you? P.S. Is one of you really John Denver? Well, Barbara, those are questions we get all the time, but believe me, they are the kind of questions we never get tired of answering. So here we go. The Starland Vocal Band is 113 years old. They tip the scales at a trim 538 pounds and are 22 feet 8 inches tall. In fact, if you laid the Starland Vocal Band end to end, and I've seen it done several times, they would be long enough to cause passers-by to remark, call the authorities. And in answer to your last question, is one of the Starland Vocal Band really John Denver? We hear this one all the time. No, one of them is not really John Denver, but we don't know which one. Well, that's all the time we have for the Starland Vocal Band mailbag this week. Remember, we cannot return envelopes, so send your letters in envelopes that you don't need anymore. You'll be glad you did.
Breaker 19, this is Star Band here. We're back here raking the leaves on our way into Shaky Town. Come on. Aye, gentlefolk, hearken ye well. If it's thy yin to step backwards in time, then return with me now to those merry days of lusty men and fair maidens. Certain 'tis their Renaissance pleasure fair for fair.
Brother mine, how fare thee at the fair?
Oh, fairly well, so fare thee well.
I say, you wear our father's ring.
I buy this gem.
I can't afford to buy that gem.
Nay, by this gem I vow I'm firmly set. You shall not wring from me our father's fortune.
Give it me.
Ah, swine!
I'll kill you for this.
Oh, fool!
What?
Ha-ha! One!
Oh! Have at you!
Gesundheit!
Cling, 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 cling.
Cling, 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 cling.
Touch not your flashing weapon, or I'll kill you on the spot. Fear not. This fighting's fair. Go angle for your flying fish as I sail it in the air.
Poetic fool!
Life's so mercurial. Eating swordfish did him in.
Welcome to Bureaucracy Row, where it's us against them.
Oh, yes. May I help you?
I hope so. My name is Bill Danoff from Starland Vocal Band, and we're doing a summer show on CBS. Well, there's an idea we had for a joke that we'd like to do on the show, but the producer said we'd have to come here and make sure that it hadn't been done before.
Yes, well, we have...
If someone on the show were to take a pie like this and hit another person on the show in the face with it.
You think that...
Funny.
Not to mention sophisticated. I'm sorry, it's been done.
Hello, I'm Dave Letterman, standing at the base of these world-famous steps located somewhere, and as you know from looking at your television schedules, originally we had planned to interview Rocky Balboa, the Italian stallion, but apparently he's... perhaps this is him coming now. Hold the water ski film. We may be going to that. Yes, it is. It's Rocky Balboa, and... You know, up close, you're nothing.
place Taffy and I had together in Georgetown was right up here. This is the house over here. Actually, we didn't have the whole house. We just lived in the basement apartment, which flooded every time it rained. But it was a neat house, neat place to live. A lot of neat stuff came out of here. We had Saul and Helen down the street helping. They would charge us food, actually. They kept us alive. And we did a lot of writing here. As a matter of fact, one time we were at the cellar door doing a concert, and we finished the show and ended up with Take Me Home Country Roads. And a lady came up to me after the show and said, gee, my husband and I were on a trip a couple of days ago, and I know the exact spot where y'all wrote Take Me Home Country Roads. There were the Blue Ridge Mountains, and there was the Shenandoah River, and there was West Virginia, and it was almost heaven. And I didn't have the heart to tell her that it was right in this basement apartment where we wrote it.
Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. Mountain mama, take me home. Country roads. I hear her voice in the morning hour. She calls me. Radio reminds me of my home far away. Driving down the road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Down country roads, take me home. Down country roads, take me home. Down country roads.
Hello, this is Jimmy Carter. I'm sorry I'm not home right now, but if you'll care to leave your name and number, after the beep, I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
Hello, this is Dick Nixon. You know, you can't trust these tape machines. Tell the guards I'll be over in 15 minutes. Same address?
It's lovely, isn't it? Georgetown, the Potomac River. Quite a beautiful scene here in Washington. And now we'll be taking you to another lovely city, the city of Los Angeles, California, where, because it's a typical day in the summer in Los Angeles, you won't be able to see a darn thing. Then you'll also see the Starland Vocal Band hard at work at the Cherokee Recording Studios on Fairfax.
1, 2, 3.
It's a long time in between a night of love and a baby, and heaven knows we've seen a lot of wishes and maybes. Baby, baby, oh baby.
fast as I could. We're down the street. I'm Dave Letterman, and welcome to Starland Vocal Band Collapsible News. In order to conserve electricity, the world-famous Hotel Gimlet has recently installed the much-talked-about, highly controversial dynamite-powered elevators. We are about to witness the first actual stately old Gimlet is Earl Hofert, developer of the dynamite-powered elevator. In just a second, Mr. Hofert will throw the switch, which will send a carload of hotel dignitaries and local socialites racing up the shaft to the famous Gimlet rooftop gardens. Okay, Mr. Hofert, throw the switch. In other news, after intensive study by a U.S. Geological Survey team, the state of Montana has been declared too wide. Thanks for watching Starland Vocal Band Collapsible News. You'll be glad you did.
And now our weekly visit with Mark Russell.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mark Russell. I was born in the North, and I talk funny. We have a late bulletin. Idi Amin has just eaten Andrew Young. Just jump around from one subject to the other here. Yes. I'm always amazed at the figures they throw at us. I really am. We accept them. Simmer down. We accept them. And we never question them. For example, the Air Force wants 244 B-1 bombers. Well, why not 240? Why not just level it off at 200? They're $100 million apiece, for one. Plus radio and heater. Oh, it's unusual, 244. The Air Force wants 2,157 cruise missile. A cruise missile fits underneath a B-1 bomber, but is not included in the sticker price. Where do they get these odd numbers? 244, 2,157. How do these generals feel if their wives sent them to the store for 14 eggs? Or 1 2/3 six-packs of beer, huh? Do you know that a B-1 bomber, you won't believe it, a B-1 bomber gets 480 yards per gallon of gas. That one I love. I love that one. Of course, little pressure from Detroit. We'll give them till 1980 to bring it up to 500 yards per gallon. Now, the Russians have more of these things than we do, but they're less effective. They're factory seconds, I suppose. I don't know. They're not as accurate. There's always a chance of their missing Boston and blowing up Toronto, in which case it's not our problem anymore, is it?
Now, from the Pacific Coast, it's a concert under the stars on the oceanside cliffs at the Malibu campus of Pepperdine University. Ladies and gentlemen, the Starland Vocal Band.
That's our show for tonight. On behalf of Starland Vocal Band, we'd like to thank you all for watching. We'd like to thank our old friends in the cast, our new friends in the crew, and we don't know exactly where we'll be next week, but we know we'll be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Good night. Let's go get some coffee. The finest.
Also starring tonight with the Starland Vocal Band were me, Dave Letterman, Jeff Altman, Proctor and Bergman, and Mark Russel.